Hello, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Candlestick, and today I'm going to be playing Doctor Everlight. Surprise, surprise! Someone I haven't played much this week. Um, and today I am joined by the lovely and talented, and I'm very excited to be playing another game, FPS with them. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I would love to introduce myself. Thank you to my equally wonderful, amazing, talented friend. I Uno reverse card at you. Haha. Uh, hello, audience. I am Noodle or Pasta or Udon or whichever variation thereof y'all are feeling like today. And I am bringing an annoying bird boy who is determined to not be so annoying because he's been a bit worried. Yeah. He doesn't
uh,
know entirely what's going on, but he's had just a bit of a bad feeling about stuff. And it's
he
like,
knows enough to know that
mm-hmm,
something's going on.
yeah. So he should just check in, just to be polite. Question mark. He doesn't quite know the polite thing. He knows how to be a menace though. So he's gonna start with that.
That's so valid. Yeah, so,
Oh,
Juby, you're in Toontown today.
correct. Yes, he is. He is in Toontown because, well, he had a gig lined up, and that went well enough. Um, the weather kind of took a turn. It's cloudy, and there's been a few raindrops, and then a few more, and some more, and, well, that does put a hamper on his ideas for going looking, but he'll take a stroll. Things might happen. It's Toontown. The last time he was here, stuff just happened. He doesn't know how Toontown works. He generally avoids it.
Fair enough.
When you
Um,
get into shenanigans like he does, he's like, nope.
Valid, honestly, and Toontown is known for its shenanigans. More so than like even Villestown, which Villestown has
Hmm.
certain shenanigans, and Toontown has a different variety of shenanigans.
Hmm. Villestown is like specific shenanigans. It's they have their set genre. It's you're gonna have detectives, you're gonna have phantom thieves, you're gonna have mysteries, that whole thing.
Yep.
Toontown, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah, a whole nother layer of chaos there.
Hmm.
So,
So he go on.
well, I was just gonna say, would you like to roll a perception, maybe?
Sure, because he's very good at those. I always need to check because it's always yeah, that's what I thought. Like, is he really? Yeah. At least it's a positive. Hey, that's a 12. That's above
Nice!
a 10. Mhm.
Incredible. Nice. Well, sorry, I rolled a perception as well. Um,
Yeah.
uh, which is
Mhm.
not as good.
Uh-huh. How's Crystal doing?
Average.
She's doing. That's it's a 10. That's not bad.
Yeah. Makes sense though. It is raining and
Hmm.
she does not have an umbrella and she is not
Oh.
happy about being wet. So
Oh.
she is moving.
Hmm. Oh. Juby, don't fucking hand me that. Okay, wow, thanks. All right. Well, I need to roll something. Crystal, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
He's
Oh my god.
yeah. Mhm. Do you want to just why not? Cuz this changes things. Do you want to roll another perception check?
Okay. Yep. I'm
Mhm.
telling. Actually, no. Her perception's not that bad, actually.
Mhm. No, that's a plus 6.
Ha!
That could with a decent roll that could beat it. No. Oh, Crystal. Oh dear. Well, she is booking it through the rain. Um, and then all of a sudden the rain stops. It's weird because the rain is in front of her and around her, but not on her anymore. And there's a
Just,
very familiar laugh from her side.
I think it takes her a moment to figure out what's going on, and then like, yeah, like she looks in front of her, like above her, like to the side, and then spots Juby.
Yeah. And yeah, the umbrella held over her now. He looks very amused by the fact it took her a few seconds.
Uh,
Well, you're certainly in a rush, Doctor.
what can I say? I'm not particularly fond of being wet.
No? Oh, I thought you were having a lovely time in the rain.
She
You certainly look. Mhm.
opens her mouth like there's like for a snarky comeback, and then is like, maybe I shouldn't insult the person currently keeping me dry, and closes her mouth again.
Yeah, the smug cat energy is easily felt radiating off of him. He looks quite in pain. Well, you had someplace to be. Surely you don't mind just a little company along the way.
Oh, well, I was honestly, um, how how late in the day do you think this is?
Um, hmm, probably late afternoon. Probably late afternoon. Not evening, not late enough that like street lamps would be coming on, but certainly past noon.
Hmm. All right. Then I think, yeah, I think that I was just trying to figure out what she was doing out and about. Probably be between probably checked out the Toontown Library and now is back on her way back to campus. So just
Mhm.
I was on my way back to where I work when it started to rain, and I realized I did not have an umbrella.
Hmm, bit obvious to see that. Again, the question still stands. Do you mind someone walking with you back? I mean, if you want to go back running through the rain, be my guest, but
I think the umbrella would be preferable if it's not out of your way.
well, considering the rest of my schedule for today is entirely clear, I think I can make that happen.
Uh, Thank you. So, what brings you to Toontown?
Well, oh, I had a gig just a bit ago. Wrapped that up, and then, uh, well, sorry to say, you've probably had quite the interesting time if the others in chat have gotten to you as they said they would.
Ha, I have had a couple of visits, yes.
Hmm. I assumed as much. Things have gotten a little quiet. Tends to mean things are happening. Well, how are you holding up? That may have been a secondary reason to be in town.
I've been busy, um, mostly. I, I was not, I didn't think, I didn't really think that, I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised that my argument caused such a fuss.
Ugh. And he kind of pulls a face, rubbing the back of his neck. Like, well, it wasn't, I suppose. It's enough that we were concerned, and I'll admit, if Azumi got to you, ah, I am a bit aware of his bluntness. And seeing how things went in the chat, he had a good point. You weren't exactly wrong forum, honestly. So consider this peacekeeping, I suppose.
No, I'm aware that I overreacted and shouldn't have said the things I did.
Mm, it came from a good place.
Ah, I suppose that hmm, intentions are only half of the equation.
Hmm. Feel like explaining it?
The reaction?
Yes, the other half of the equation. I certainly am not in your head. So, I mean, if I was a mind reader, things would be so much easier. That would be, yeah, that would really take care of like a good 40% of my problems if I could just read people's minds. Unfortunately, I have yet to develop that skill. So, alas, the only option is to talk about things.
Hmm. I don't know whether to be worried or sympathetic with the idea.
A healthy mix of both is probably the correct answer.
Fair enough. She
Now, come
looks
on, where's this? Oh, go on.
sorry, she sort of falls silent and she looks sort of contemplative is all I was gonna say.
Hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, Juby does take a look around, um, very much like, I have no idea where we're going. He does not really know where her office is. He knows she has an office. Um, he looks a little bit lost. You
There's
don't need to roll. He's not familiar with Toontown streets.
yeah, there's a bit of sympathy from her as she's just gonna sort of um like point out the direction that they need to go in kind of thing like you know when you're not familiar with the place and someone else is.
Yeah, there is a quiet thank you as they start heading that way.
Hmm. Um yeah, I'm not sure that actually might prompt her to like you're not very familiar with this area, are you?
Nope. I'll admit of places that I often haunt, this is not one of them.
Hmm. That's fair enough. Um it is a lot. There's takes a certain navigating Toontown, I've found.
Mm, yes, well, honestly, if I wanted to find anything here, I think I'd have to risk taking a train. And, that's playing a game of roulette that I can't exactly stack in my favor. So, generally best to avoid it unless I have company.
That is that is a certainly an odd reaction to have to trains. And she's just I'm just trying to figure out how she would word this because she wants to be nosy, but she also doesn't want to like.
He's allowed to ask.
Yeah, I'm just. Well, this area is known for its train system, though I'm surprised that I've never heard that reaction before to it.
Oh, I know about the trains. I would love to travel by them. I've certainly heard about several that are very interesting. Uh, and he's not doing anything to hide the fact that he looks so disappointed. Like, he's a bit droopy even in the rain. He's like, "Aw." As he's talking, he's like, "But, tropes. Ugh, it's proven to be quite consistent whenever I ride a train. Things happen, generally plot-related things. So,
Ah,
as much as I would like to continue my favorite way of travel, I have had to promise my brothers that I won't ride trains all the time for
my
their sanity."
condolences.
Yes. Uh,
That
but
that is
it can
quite
be
unfortunate.
convenient at times. Yes, it is. It is. It's also incredibly pecking predictable. To the point where apparently, if things start happening around me, people just call me out. They're like, "Did you take a train?" And I have to either lie or say, "Well, yes, I wanted to ride on a train." And then I get, looked at. You know the look. You honestly, it's you're very familiar with the look. You gave it to you and I when we did our fun with potions, which again, still nothing bad happened. There have been absolutely no side effects. We should do those again and not have anyone come after us.
Oh god, I don't even know how she's gonna respond to that because like
It's
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 true.
it's chatter.
like like there were several things in that conversation where she's like, and you can sort of see it flitting across her face, like the like very easy to read like her responses to the yeah, I'm usually the one giving them to other people. And then like the like obviously wanting to argue with the potions thing, but then like not sure how to bring it up. um and
It was honestly seeing that face journey for her probably is what triggered his rambling and why he kept going. Just like, nope,
uh
nope, nope. I have counter arguments for everything. Don't try me.
there's definitely the I want to argue with you on that, and then she
Mhm.
just doesn't.
Mhm.
I think she sort of turns away and like starts pointing directions again, like
I think I won that. Says that in character. He does say that out loud. Is very, very amused.
uh I think yeah, okay, what she's gonna say in return is the um maybe keep your sorry, let me think of how to phrase this.
Mhm.
Maybe keep your celebration till after your next potions escapades.
Mm, but when have I ever known to? Mm, actually, no, I'm not going to finish that sentence. That will get me in trouble.
Yeah, she's just like, you do that and you're just asking for trouble.
It's like, I'll hold off this one. Like, but that does bring up a bit of a subject. Have you seen you?
I have
I
not.
mean, I heard something about him being sick. I thought of anyone you might have dropped by.
I'm planning to, but I only recently found out that something was wrong.
Hmm. Does. That's fine. Things are happening. Things always happen. Let's just hope it's some
Uh,
persistent cold.
things are
Eh,
happening a lot at the moment, it seems. Either that or I'm
hmm,
just more involved in them.
a mix of both, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Either way, my condolences. It's probably cut into your whatever doctor work is.
Would you be like to roll an insight?
Yeah. That's a straight 10. Avre is not being nice today. Wow.
Yeah,
Wait.
alright,
Yep.
that's nope. You're not getting anything with that, I'm afraid. I rolled higher.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Um, I think she does sort of make a hand gesture and, well, a lot of them have been work related, so debatable.
Hmm. Well, speaking of, again, work things, are you going to stay out of the chat? Given this might just be me being a nosy peckneck who enjoys gossip, but it is a good way to keep in touch with everyone, considering things have been happening to everyone.
Mm. For now, I think. I'm not sure if I'm quite ready to return yet.
Hey, Candle, do you want to have Crystal roll insight?
Sure, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that tracks. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. 8? Hmm. I think she does get something.
Hmm.
She doesn't get the source of it, but he does look worried.
Hmm. All right.
There's there's a flicker beyond his prodding um of concern before he seems to go back to the usual Jubilee that you're familiar with.
Hmm. All right. Huh. I think on that she will just I things have been you're right. There's been a lot going on and I have been tempted to return in order to keep up with it all, but uh, I've it's also been stressful and I don't exactly have the best track record of handling things well when things get stressful.
Hmm. Well, I mean, eh, you could technically say that about anyone that is in that shared group. No one has good coping mechanisms as far as I'm aware. Don't kid yourself. Do not even try to kid yourself. I'm calling myself out as well. I look, I am aware that there used to be a counter for how many times Azumi and I would get into a spat in that. So it's kind of like, yeah, like
Uh,
you would not be alone.
hmm. Yeah, she does laugh at that, like the coping mechanisms, and she does have the like you have my sympathy with getting on Azumi's bad side, like because
Mhm.
she's just been on the receiving end of that, and it was not fun.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think, yeah, I think she will expand a little bit. Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, I was just trying to think. Oh God, like words at the moment. Like whenever she wants
Mhm.
to like talk about something, like it's always really difficult to figure out how much she's planning on saying. So,
Mhm. Hmm.
um, sorry, I'm just figuring.
All good.
I appreciate the sentiment, but y- I don't particularly like getting into arguments because not like I said, I very much am not great at handling them. Case in point, the last one I got into, I told them to never come back.
Well, that is certainly a thing to say to someone. Stars above. Hmm. And he's looking like, dare I even ask what that was about?
Her expression says, "Oh, that's complicated."
Yes, fair. Very fair. If you don't need to get into it.
It
That's
was uh, very, very personal and incredibly emotionally charged, and that's why I don't want to end up in that situation again.
I can't entirely blame you. That's that's a rough one. And that is admittedly a rough one, Doctor. I mm.
Uh, Juvie doesn't even know the half of it.
Mm-mm, he does not. He's
Uh,
like, huh, oh boy. That is that is a landmine. We are walking around that.
oh yeah, yeah, that's not something she particularly wants to bring up.
Mhm. Well, if it's any consolation in regards to that one, uh, I don't think any of us would let you get to that point of saying something. Or advice, if you start to think, I'm getting really riled up at, these idiots who I converse with on the regular. I, might want to tell them to fuck off. Perhaps I should put the plot device down and walk away from it for a little bit. That tends to work. Just a bit to get your head on right.
Her expression is currently like she makes a hand gesture of, "What do you think I'm currently doing?"
It's like, the point is, you put it down. You don't completely block the conversation.
I haven't blocked it. I just haven't been
Mhm,
back.
mhm. I mean, you did miss my comedic genius. I did get an invite back into the ellipsis on the premise of, uh, you know, once again tricking the professor. I'm quite clever at it. Uh, you missed the entire. There was this whole thing about old people I respect because he's fuck. He's ancient, probably. There's somewhere, I'd say there's a list. It's like, fuck, how many people do I know? I don't know. I said he was like beyond fifth on the list, and then he completely dropped to the bottom because something random, and now I get to go back and explore and have fun in there. And you entirely missed my comedic genius. You see, this is the content you're missing, Doctor. You really. It's such a shame.
Well, I'm so sorry I wasn't there to see your ego boost.
He's just like the gasp, like hand on his chest, like, oh, ego boost. I would never. Boosting my own ego. How such accusations.
No, no, you're quite right. You don't need an ego
Hmm.
boost.
No, well, I mean, I am in need of one. My poor ego. It's whatever remains of it is constantly in tatters. Have you seen the children there? They bully me constantly. I get no respect whatsoever.
It's just there is a snort, like just like uh yes, I will admit I have seen you be bullied by the others, actually.
Hmm. Yes, there's the children. It's constant. And there's all the competition, and it's CC. I could never possibly have an ego that would be anything of note ever.
Right.
Hmm. She want to roll another insight
Sure.
just for funnies.
Oh god, that's hilarious. Nope. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
That would be a
Oh,
nat one.
Crystal, Crystal, honey. Oh, darling. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's so serious about this. Yep. Yep. This a purposeful act? No. No. He's definitely serious about this. Yep. 100%. Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it's really funny because he reminds her of someone else she knows, like who like uses the same sort of like wit. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really funny to me that like this is probably coloring her. No, he's 100% being serious.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
I think he gets just a dry, I'm sure you'll survive.
Oh, I don't know. I may need several checkups, doctor. I just my poor ego. It won't survive. There's probably massive damage to it. Oh, it's probably in critical need. Mhm.
just she's just shaking her head like like that's just like she probably says like something along the lines of you're incorrigible.
Why, yes, that is an often used descriptor of myself.
I can't imagine why.
Yes, it is such a mystery. Hmm. But it is useful. Now you're not looking so blue.
Well, true, I suppose. And like you said, it
See?
did manage to get you back into the ellipsis. Though I've got to wonder how much of that also made it so that you weren't allowed in the first place.
Well, I mean, I would think it was technically, because I did steal from him the first time we met. So that was probably it. Not at all my attitude. Hmm. My attitude got me in after all.
Right, yes, I can see that. Like, she just. You what? Like, why would you steal from the professor? Actually, now that she's thinking about it, it's just like, maybe she can see why people would steal from the professor.
Yeah. It's like he had interesting things in his pockets. What did you think any higher of me? Really? It was interesting. He was kind of annoying me. So I needed to do something about that.
And you decided pickpocketing was the best approach.
Well, I mean, I took from his pockets while standing literally in front of him, and he didn't notice a thing. So yes, it was very good. Mhm.
Right. And how did that
Mhm.
work out for you?
There's a pause where he looks like he's about to continue puffing up and being like, "Oh yes, it went wonderfully." And then like a look crosses his face as he remembers something else, and just kind of, "Oh right, there was the slimy soap." Like there's a definite look of disgust that crosses his face before he shakes himself, and just it certainly went. It went.
Hmm. She's just like sort of like nodding, like, yeah, I've made my point now.
Like, oh hush. Don't you start as well. Got enough people after me for that.
I can imagine.
Please. I can navigate it well enough. Got most everyone off my back. And, case in point, absolute master at arguments, mostly diffusing them.
Hmm.
So, should anything like that occur, well, you're not going to have to handle things if they pop up entirely on your lonesome. Just saying.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Mm, what are acquaintances for?
Well, that's the first time I've heard that they're for helping you fight arguments.
It's just a special perk of knowing me. I crave conflict.
Yes, I think I'd put that together by now.
Did you? I should make it just a bit more obvious, shouldn't I? If it took you this long, surely.
Uh, yeah, no, looks like she's gonna have like she wants to come back with something and then she sort of like thinks better of it because that's not yeah, she's not going there. She's like because she'd been thinking that well like I could tell from the our first meeting was pretty conflict based, but then there's like yeah, not going there. Like
mm. hmm It's fine.
yeah, no point bringing up old wounds.
Mm, uh, Things happen. Uh, he seems chill. Seems chill after that. Like, it's definitely kind of like a sort of nudge her side as he says these things. That's kind of like, haha.
Yeah, I think she's been able to tell that this is like a like ribbing in order to try and like pick up her mood kind of thing, which is why she wasn't
hmm
willing to go there. But like then she
hmm
doesn't know where to take the conversation anymore, so she's just kind of like fallen silent again.
hmm Hmm. I think Jubilee lets it sit for a while as they keep walking, getting closer to the university, before he speaks up again and is so. I sort of asked earlier, but what exactly have you been looking into recently? You said you've been quite busy.
Hmm.
Some sort of breakthrough?
More just everything is happening all at once. So many plots are moving, things that I'm trying to make breakthroughs on, things that I am trying to mitigate damage. It's been a lot.
Mm. I'm going to be nosy. I'm not. I mean, I could pretend like I wouldn't, but I am. I'd love to hear about these things. Cross my heart, I won't go gossiping about it. Even if it would be fun, I won't.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure how much I can talk about, considering most of them are private and patient confidentiality and all that.
Ugh, patient confidentiality is bullshit. I've broken into hospitals before. There's things in there. You find all sorts of things.
Yes,
Fine.
well,
I
I take my
suppose.
job quite seriously on that front.
Want to lighten up. It's far more fun. But I suppose you have a point. Is there anything that I can hear about?
Uh, Not sure how much would interest you. Um,
Might surprise you.
I've been looking into the Overblot.
Oh, I mean, it would make sense considering it going around.
Yes, unfortunately, not much progress on that front.
Hmm. What specifically have you been looking into? Is there anything that I suppose I could help with or ask the others about?
Uh, well, mostly I've been researching alternate methods of getting rid of it, since it's particularly resistant to most magical means. Which means that I've been trying to find information on the mirror system, on transportation dimension stuff for you, on anything that might have been similar, that sort of thing.
Hmm. Theories, all that. Yep, that's. I mean, heck, packing magical bullshit is generally not my wheelhouse, I'll admit. But other ways to avoid the infection ways to starve out the parasite? Try and get rid of it that way?
Yes, that's something that I've been looking into as well, but no such luck so far.
I mean, it hasn't exactly worked for you, has it? I mean, he doesn't. He can use something like magic, but he doesn't have magic. So I
And
don't
yet,
think.
he's still infected.
Mm, hmm, that's a problem. So we could probably rule that out.
Hmm. Yeah, just nods.
Wait, fortunately, he's just paused. Like, wait a minute. You haven't talked to him recently. Have you been trying to figure that out?
I've been in contact with him. I've just not been aware of, well, his recent developments with leaving the office and stuff like that.
Hmm. There is a press X to doubt expression on his face. Just hmm. And I think he stops walking.
Well,
Just looking at Chris, probably looking down. She's probably not as tall as he is.
she is in fact quite short. Um,
Yeah.
like she will stop too, probably like a step after Juby because Juby is holding the umbrella
Mhm.
still.
Yeah. And there was definitely a point to, like, make sure that she still stayed under it. And there's a pause and a look, and the jovial kind of asshole that he usually is sort of faded away to a look of contemplation, sort of? Like he's thinking really hard on it, and also definitely looks worried.
What?
I may be making assumptions, but I have to ask because the last time I didn't, someone was in danger. So, pardon me for settling anxieties, I suppose. And I apologize if it's projecting. I know I'm often guilty of that, but are you I mean, I know you said you were careful when you saw you and I, but did it did it get to you as well?
Are you going to?
Mm,
Mm, sorry.
yeah.
Do you want to roll an insight
Yeah,
while
I
I
think he
figure out
would.
how I'm gonna respond?
Yeah. I think yeah, because he would roll insight regardless, because sorry, Crystal, but he doesn't exactly trust.
That's
Okay,
fair.
Aubrey, be nice, please. Hot damn, that's
20.
pretty good. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. Uh, God, I'm just like trying to figure out how she would respond to that. Like,
Mhm. It's definitely out of character for him from what she's seen of him, being earnest like that. So, makes sense that it's a little difficult to be like, "Whoa, wait, what?"
yeah. All right. Well,
Mhm,
so I might start with her. I actually I think that she does remain silent for a while, and you can sort of see like she's actually managing to keep like a fairly neutral face,
mhm,
but there's just something about the way that like um there's like something about the fact that she's not responding, and like you can see like the gears sort of turning in her mind, and like also just like little things about how she looks currently. Like
mhm,
you're not super familiar with her, but like she
mhm,
definitely looks quite tired, and like even though it's winter, she's like more bundled up, and like her hair is up in a bun rather than like
mhm,
down like normal, and there there is like little design changes. Um
mhm.
And eventually she just kind of like I think she's just gonna sigh and like really, I don't know why I'm friends with you all. You're entirely too nosy.
Eh, part of the charm. It seems to be a common thread in Villestown of people who live there making other people's problems their own.
Quite.
Dark, dark. You haven't said anything to anyone.
Oh no, well, you're not the first to know if that's what you're asking.
That's a relief, at least. Yeah, at least people knowing to help keep an eye on you. No offense, it's when you're infected, it's easy to make stupid decisions. Again, not insulting you, it's past experience.
No, I'm aware.
Well, shit. That's yeah, that's really the most accurate thing to say to that. Sorry, I wish I could be more eloquent on that. Stars.
Yeah, she's just gonna shrug like, mm,
It's I mean, like I said, I'm not excellent at the magic thing. I'm not exactly the most scholarly, but if I can assist in any way, it's not exactly like whatever the parasite is, it can get at me again.
hmm. She does look thoughtful, like, and I'm just sort of thinking and debating myself, so maybe I'll roll something.
Mhm.
Well, mm, there is potentially one angle that I haven't tackled yet.
What sort?
You're welcome to say no. This is definitely not something that is necessary on your behalf, but
Mhm.
I have samples from people who have Overblot, but I
Mhm.
don't have any from anyone who has is now free of the infection.
So you want an ink sample?
Yes, if that's not too much
Fine.
trouble.
That's fine. Please. A little bit of ink is hardly. I was expecting you to be like, "Oh, would you like to go fight some giant monster?" And then bring back, fuck, I don't know, something. Some quest. Please.
No,
This is easy.
wouldn't ask that of you.
Oh, darn. Yeah.
You make it sound like you want to go fighting monsters.
Well, maybe I do. Maybe I enjoy going out on quests and doing the adventure thing.
There's just
I
a
don't
like a "do you" kind of face, like she really doesn't know.
And he snorts and just, I'll admit, going out and traveling is the fun part. Battling monsters, I'd prefer sparring. I'll put it that way. But
Understandable.
giving over a little ink, that's easy, especially if it helps someone.
I'm hoping it might be something useful, but it's hard to tell. So far, nothing about this case has been particularly simple.
I'd assume not. What with the others that have happened as well. It's, ugh, it's worrying.
Yes.
So, who knows? Think on the bright side with it. Maybe this will help, and if not, well, that's another avenue that we know doesn't work, so keep looking for somewhere else. What's that saying about need to fail 1,000 times before you get the right answer, or something or another?
Mm. I'm not sure about that one, but ruling things out is at least still giving you information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the gist of it. Still works. Oh,
Well,
right. Maybe there's something else as well. I don't know if it would be helpful. Um, there's things that what was it? I think you and I we talked after about there were apparently these crystals left behind after fighting the big fuck off monsters, and some of them turned into things. Looking at one of those be helpful.
maybe I was not aware of that. It could be.
I don't know if it happens for all of them. I know that there was one found in the crater that was left behind by mine. So worth a shot.
Mm, worth a shot. I suppose it's a good thing that you're walking me to the uh, campus, since most of the things that I would need are there.
Yeah. And consider it a trade if you promise not to tell my brothers I took a trolley in town, which isn't a train, but maybe it's on rails.
All right, deal.
Yeah. And he holds out a hand to her to shake.
Yeah, yeah, she'll shake it.
Hmm. And they're probably pretty close to the university by now.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Mhm,
I think like um probably gotten to it.
mhm,
Did we uh like I'm just trying to think of like whether we wanted to like continue the conversation at all or like speed run
mm,
through her getting information, which probably can't really do in this FPS because
mhm.
we don't have access to well right now.
Fair. Um, we can say it's montage through.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's things and yep, gets the ink. Um, there is a definite note that when they walk inside, um, while Juby was in fact holding the umbrella over Crystal that whole time, he was not shielding himself from the rain.
Oh no.
And there is a moment where he is just dripping all over the place inside the university, and then just shakes himself out, and his wings wind up fluffed up like how birds do. It's just like, okay, I'm good. Before they go.
I think there's like there's a little bit of chiding from like Crystal with the like you didn't have to like shield only me like kind of thing.
Yes, I like the rain. Just back and forth.
Yeah, just the like the um oh yeah, yeah, just back and forth. Like I can't think of words, but she would have a comeback for that.
Yes, light-hearted bickering.
Yeah, yeah.
For afterwards, I do because there is a thing that he would do. Okay,
Mm.
good. He's able to get that. Okay, we'll see. For the sake of bunnies, if there's a fumble. Nope, no fumble. Um, while Crystal's probably working on putting together all the data that was gotten from samples and taking a look at the item that Juby mentioned getting.
Mm.
Um, there is another, just a plonk of a teacup set down in front of her that is full of steaming tea. Uh, and just he's not getting anything dirty, but it's very the whole I'm relaxed and also not going to respect the space of kicking his boots up on a desk away from where Crystal has the papers,
Uh,
as he sits with a box of pastries. And the moment Crystal looks over, he does kind of hold the box over in an offer, completely ignoring if she is like indignant about what he's doing.
she will just sigh and just like take a pastry.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just kind of like nibble on the edge of it while like she hasn't stopped writing, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Actually, does Juby want to roll an investigation to be nosy?
Yeah, he would. Uh, straight D20. He's getting middle of the road. That's a 10.
I mean, that makes sense. Like you're looking around, this is a university. It's like um the area that you're in is like you probably did go to a lab kind of thing, and now you're in like a space that's just got like a bunch of like desks and like
Mhm.
some shelves and stuff, like open space kind of thing. And
Mhm.
I mean, you can see what Crystal is writing, but it's also very, very technical.
Mhm. It's he can read that those are words. He understands like half of them. This man did not go to college.
That's fair. Actually, um, what languages does Juby know?
He knows common, he knows thieves can't, and he knows a lot of how to curse in infernal.
Huh. All right. That's probably the other problem is you can't read half of what she's writing. It's not
Mhm.
common.
Mhm. Fair. It's not common. Grolix is not as easy to write because it's can tend to change, so probably
It's
not
not
that.
Girlix either.
Yeah, like kind of puzzling it out in his head, trying to figure out. It's like, yep. Just settles with the fact that nope, he does not get it. He's also not being sneaky about being nosy either, because he kn- he knows that Crystal has probably figured that while he is here to be a menace, um, it's also I'm trying to be a helpful menace.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so it's looks over and then I can probably see just the gradual like downward tilt of his ear feathers as there is more confusion on his face.
I
Just like,
think
what are those words?
I think there's a moment of don't take this the wrong way. I would explain it, but I think we'd be here all afternoon if I did.
There. How about simple terms? Are those good words or are those shits pecked words?
That's neutral? Descriptions,
Got it.
correlations, that kind of thing.
Got it. Yeah. This academia stuff is. I'm gonna just put it up there with the magic and go, yep, that's a thing. I'll understand that maybe eventually later.
Perhaps. To be fair, I have been, well, doing this for a while now.
Dare I ask what a while is?
I think almost 21 or 22 years.
Here's a blink. Fuck it. Yeah, he's a tune. You see the mental math pop up and question marks. I'm like, wait. I was gonna make a quip about how you've probably been doing this as long as I've been stealing, but no, that's longer. Admittedly, yeah, that's a bit longer. Hmm. Fuck, yeah, that is impressive. Well done.
Well, not all of it, but I did
No,
start
good.
researching this when I was about 8 or 9.
Hmm. It's again just a boy. Fuck. Yeah, it's this expression as he was about to go like take another bite of fuck it, probably a cinnamon roll. He's probably got one. Just like it's like what? 8 or 9? Are you kidding?
I mean, to be fair, like, my aunt is in academia. I had my name in a paper when I was 10.
I Crystal, what? That hmm. What the fuck is up with people? How the fuck do people like do that? Like get smart and get published and all that? I apparently just living out where I did means you know, not being some super intelligent child. What the fuck?
I mean, I wasn't exactly a normal child. I, and to be fair, that paper was as an assistant. Um, I didn't publish my first one until I was 18. Um, but I wouldn't exactly say that I am the norm when it comes to that. My sister certainly doesn't have any papers or publishings or anything like that.
Hmm. I well, then again, looking at Camille is a poor example. Hmm. Really, anyone in Villestown is a poor example. No one there is normal. I'd argue. No, not even Timmy. Timmy is. I love him, but no, he's not normal. Ugh. Yeah. Dolls. Wait, you have a little sister?
I do, yes.
There's a gesture like, go on, I'm curious now.
I,
Mr.
well,
Siblings George over here.
uh, biological sister. There's 8 years between us. She lives here. Dancer, actually. You probably get along.
Oh, that's fun. Hmm. Wonder if she'd get along with one of my little siblings. I mean, I also have a younger sister who's, I suppose, as close to biological as it gets with my family. Grew up together for the most part, but that's sweet.
Hmm. She's very sweet. Um, very, mm, very warm and welcoming. Very, very different to me. I didn't know you had a sister.
Hmm. Yes, well, it's I don't exactly talk about my family from home much. Her name's Aranita, or most of the time we just call her Nita. She's a sweet kid, youngest of the bunch of idiots from my hometown. Stars. I heard something about her. I admittedly left when she was quite young, but heard she's in school. Seems to be doing well.
Hmm. There's definitely like the tilting of the head from Crystal. Can I roll an insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god. Why this? Why on this?
Oh my god. The nat 20.
Yeah.
What's she specifically looking for?
Just trying to pick up more of a feeling about how Jubilee feels about his family. And yeah.
Aw. Um, hmm. There is, well, for one, he's quieter. It's not the bombastic personality. It's settled down. Um, with this one, there is a lot of nostalgia, and it seems a bit bittersweet as he's talking about his family from his hometown.
Hmm.
Um, that yeah, he doesn't talk about there much. Um, but this is a big brother, Your Honor, and it is very clear that even as he's talking about his little sister and his family, that he loves them very, very much, and he
Hmm.
misses them dearly.
I think she's gonna like take a moment before she responds. Just I don't know the details of your relationship, and I'm not gonna pry. But you should perhaps go visit. I think she'd appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, I should ask the old man. She's apparently transferred schools, not still in the hometown. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I've certainly got a few stories to tell.
Yes, I'm sure you do. And I'm sure she'd love to hear them.
And likewise, I'm not going to pry into things with your sister, but based on what you've said, if you follow through on your own advice, then she's probably got quite the excellent big sister herself.
Thank you. I'm trying to be the sort of sister that she can look up to.
I know, especially right now with the stupid, awful ink, the hell ink. I'm not going to be nice. It doesn't get a good name. Fuck that stuff. Admittedly, it does bring out the worst in people, but it so it may be hard to believe when I say this, but try to keep in mind. I think you're definitely the sort that someone could be proud of. Yes, we all fall on our faces and have our struggles, including, making an ass of ourselves in public. Happens. Some of us more often than others. But if I've learned anything, it's that so long as you make an effort and you care and you want to be someone that they'll be proud of, chances are you're probably going to succeed. And you're probably doing a lot better than you realize.
Oh, would Juby like to roll an insight?
Sure. 11.
11. Yeah, um, I think, yeah, actually, I'm gonna roll. Yeah, um, her expression is, a little bit hard to read, but,
Mhm,
uh, she does sort of like nod in the, thank you, that's
mhm,
comforting to hear.
mm. Take it with a grain of salt from someone who fucked up big time.
Well, we'd be in a similar boat then.
Oh dear. Well, yeah. Then he just like raises his like half a cinnamon roll at this point, just like in kind of sarcastic cheers. Is to trying to not be a fuck up.
Uh, I can cheer to that.
Hmm.
So
Look,
she'll raise
don't.
her own, like,
Yes.
half nibbled on roll.
Pastry. Like, my advice: don't vanish for 5 years with no word. That's how you get punched in the face. Instead of, oh, hello, this is the first time that we've seen each other. Yeah, I admittedly did kind of deserve to get punched, but it's bad. Don't do it. It's a look like, no,
Oh,
Crystal.
I didn't vanish. Um,
Hmm.
I just wasn't
Hmm.
responding for about 2 years.
Hmm. Okay. 2 is better than 5, so we'll give you that. But Crystal, come on.
Look, I
That was
might have mentioned that I'm not great in some circumstances around arguments.
there's just a long sigh from Jubilee. Please tell me those 2 years are past.
Well, yes, we've been,
Hmm.
well, I've not been able to visit at the moment, unfortunately, but I've been in contact.
Hmm. Good. Good. I get work and stuff being difficult. But once stuff is sorted, you should visit.
No, I,
Again, staying from someone who got punched. It's good to avoid that. You never know with younger siblings. You think, oh, they're so sweet. No, they might, or they'll bite. They might bite.
well, it would probably be deserved, but I'm still, I, unfortunately, I trying to keep my distance while I have this eh, parasite.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. It's understandable. That's why I'm saying because I do believe you're quite clever, and chances are you'll be able to figure out some way to get this sorted. Preferably not via overblotting because that experience sucks. I did get a cool dragon. The dragon was very cool. Everything else was not. Um, yeah.
n-
But after after that, go visit. I completely understand wanting to, keep them safe from this bullshit. But after, make a point to visit.
I will.
There you go. Another goal to help make it worth working towards when things get difficult.
Yeah. She's just
Mm,
uh that that's complicated and she's not ready to
mm,
unpack that.
mhm. Like a, ugh, yeah. It's the complicated, and it's like, oh, it gets
Yeah.
complicated. Like there's a
Uh,
lot going on.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm, well, at the very least, as well, in regards to other communication, are you against getting random messages at 3 in the morning regarding random gossip and bullshit from the main chat? If you're not paying attention there, well, I do so enjoy playing Messenger.
Why
That way
not?
you're
That
not.
sounds entertaining at the least. Though I don't know how much I am going to. Hmm, I might take your words with a grain of salt if you don't mind. You do tend
What?
to
I would never
have a
over
flair of the dramatic.
exaggerate or dramatize. I would never. I will
Mm-hmm.
only be factual and objective and other important descriptors of neutrality.
Completely unbiased, I'm sure.
Mhm. Yep. And I will definitely, probably not send funny pictures of cat meal making weird faces. Don't tell him I have a stock of those. He hasn't noticed I've taken like a third of them.
I mean, he is your little brother. It is your right.
Yes, I have to believe him.
Yes. Just as much as they have to bully you back.
What? No. I'm the eldest. I should never be bullied.
Hmm. My experience is usually the younger that bully up.
Hmm. Hmm. Kind of hems and haws and is like, really?
As the
No, it's fair.
eldest, you're supposed to be setting an example.
I am setting an example. My example is how to be there's a definite pause as he like dots appear over his head. Like I am setting an example. Whether it is the one to follow or not, we shall see.
Well, I think you're doing a good job.
I try.
I know.
Ugh.
That's why I think you're doing a good job.
Well, tell that to the feral lot. If one isn't pranking me or chewing on me or defeating me in a no, that one's not. There's another pause. You want to roll insight?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's still a little
hmm
bit above average.
hmm hmm
12.
12? Yeah. Um, fuck it. He's not putting on a show right now. Um, there's genuine like confusion that goes across his face as he mentions that. Um, because there is only one person who has defeated him in a spar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he seems confused why he's counting that person among his siblings.
Ah.
And then a moment of dawning realization and slight horror. Hmm.
uh,
We can ignore the last one.
mm,
Shit, I did it again. Yep, ignore the last one. Yeah. And
well,
we're not going to pay attention to that, and I'm going to continue to live in denial that I did it again. Yep.
just the she's not saying anything, but there's a look that says like of skepticism, just like that like over the top of her glasses look of the I'm not saying anything, but
Don't tell Azumi. Just don't tell him. Don't tell him. Just don't tell him. Just don't. Mm-mm.
My, you're right, I am missing out on a lot of gossip in the chat.
Mhm. I have a habit of emotionally adopting people. It's a thing. Don't say a word. Don't come back to chat. Actually, no, you shouldn't say anything about that. Nope. Mm-mm.
It's alright, I won't tell anyone.
Thank you. I don't know what he'd say. And unlike the others, he can kick my ass, which I'm a little bit pissed about. I have to restore that and win. How dare he? But yeah.
Well, I wish you luck on that front. There is I'm not actually sure if you can win that fight, because I've seen a Zumi fight,
I
and
got close. I got close.
look, I'm sure
Just
you did, but I've seen a Zumi fight.
yeah, as have I, as you can tell. And I know what he's like when he's not holding back as well. And it's actually quite fun to test my skill against him when he's like that. But apparently, fucking around and finding out is what happens if you decide to be like, oh, what if I'll just play around a little bit and keep the spa going? No, no. Mm-mm. The definite strategy is not fuck around and find out.
Yeah, she's just sort of giving you a look like, and then just, well, I suppose better you than me.
Hey,
Oh, I
for all
know.
he's saying this as well when he's talking, um, he doesn't look like nervous, like oh no. It's very much the kind of like indignant, like I'm supposed to be the best at this thing. What do you mean I'm not the best? Very much ruffled feathers.
I know my limits, and I know when I will not win a fight, and that is not one I want to particularly try out.
Hmm. Well, I'll keep you updated on the score.
Sorry. There's a uh sorry, I'm just trying to figure like I'm just trying to because quips don't come very easily to me, and I'm like she wants to say something in that like
That's fair.
vein, and I'm just trying to figure out the words for it. Like, I think in the end, what she says is I'm sure that's not the only thing you'll be keeping me up to date with.
And once again, there is pastry raised in cheers to that. Be prepared, you will be getting the daily gossip, Crystal.
Like that. Um, that's actually she does actually really appreciate that because it has been something that her anxiety has been a bit like she's been pushing it away, like a bit in denial about it, but she has been anxious about how everyone else has been doing.
Mhm. Aw. Yeah. And honestly, I think that's a really good place to wrap up
Yeah.
of just funny little bickering once again while Crystal works. And JB continues to make a nuisance of himself in her office until she kicks him out.
Yeah, I think it's funny. It takes it probably takes far longer than Juby might be expecting given how uptight Crystal is for her to kick him out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Probably when he
like
starts poking around at things in the lab. It's like, "What does this do?"
yeah, probably that's it. That's probably the point like where she's like, "Nope,
"She's
all right."
ignoring me. What if I put this over here? What if I start rearranging? How much can I get away with?"
Yeah, as soon as she starts noticing that, it's like, "Yeah, nope, you're out." Like, time to go home.
Trying to balance, like, Erlenmeyer flasks into, like, a house of cards.
Yeah. Oh god, I could just imagine just like the like moment too late and it all gets like like it all falls.
The snaps at him to put that down and then just crash, and it's like, "I can fix it. I'll fix those. Sorry."
It's just that you should get out of here before you get kicked out. Or worse, you get me kicked out.
No, I would never. That I would actually never. And he will. He'd sort things out and then make a quick exit with a little salute as he does.
Uh, yeah, that was cute.
Mhm. Fun conversation.
I do like how much they banter.
It's good. It's very fun.
Hmm.
It's just little witty banter. Thank you so much for having this fun game with me, Candle.
It was fun. It was cute, and I'm so glad that we could play.
Mhm. Yay. All right. Let us wish our audience, both present and future, a wonderful time zone.
Yeah. I hope you had fun. And you too, Noodle. I hope you had fun as well.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Yeah. And yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.